Welcome to the Books of Skyrim. Today we're going to read some books on the beasts of Skyrim. Get down to the book section and we'll start with the cats of Skyrim. Don't pay any attention to it being stolen. The Cats of Skyrim, a report by Alda Tully. I have been sent to this frigid wasteland to catalogue and study any of its indigenous cats, which has so far been uneventful. After months of wandering, I have so far only encountered some variations of the same basic species. In my travels, I have encountered several Khajiit outcasts from their clans that have taken up residence in Skyrim. They have been most unhelpful, probably for fear I'd expose their locations. I can't say I'm surprised that there are a few Khajiit here. It's cold and unwelcoming. Yeah, it's cold and unwelcoming. Would you not say it is surprising? Saber cats are basic giant cats that have evolved two dangerously sharp front teeth. The average saber cat has a reddish-brown fur which it uses to blend into grassy regions, but I observed them skulking and sleeping on rocks, so I don't believe the fur is for camouflage. The primary attacks of the saber cat are its biting attack, but it can also briefly rear up to attack with its front claws. I've also seen it pounce forward on its prey in a particularly powerful attack. The snowy version of the saber cat has spotted white fur, which I believe it uses more for stalking more than its cousin in the plains. The tooth of the cat is rumored to be useful in potions that restore the imbiber's stamina, as well as a potion that will temporarily give more keen eye for smithing. A skillful hunter can usually salvage the pelts and teeth of their kill, but report that the meat is tasteless and not fit to eat. Okay, so don't eat the saber tooth. Okay, now we're going to go to Horkers. Surviving a Horker attack by Herbane Starcad. On my travels through Skyrim, I've run into many northern fishermen and hunters with intriguing tales of their encounters with Horkers. The stories are varied, ranging from deadly attacks to a girl who claimed she was saved from drowning. I have taken upon myself to compile some of these for those who journey along the frozen coast. Our first tale is of a hunter named Grom. He claims that one night while turning in after a long day of trapping, he saw a great shadow cast on the wall of his tent. Did he get the Horker, or did the Horker get him? Grom was a great trapper working in the frozen tundra collecting fox pelts, but as he was about to fall asleep one night, he heard some noises coming from outside his tent. His first instinct was to remain calm and see if the beast would pass. But after some threatening roars, Grom slowly made for his axe. The creature detected his movement and began to thrash around, using its great tusks to shred the hunter's tent and knocking the hunter off balance. As he stumbled, Grom was able to use a frost spell scroll, but the ice magic seemed to have diminished effect on the Horker. That tidbit may be of use to someone out there. After recovering from the stagger, Grom was able to steady himself, and a few great cleaves killed the Horker. Though his camp was in ruins, Grom was lucky to walk away with only a slight goring to his left thigh. Only a slight goring to his left thigh, okay. And here's a drawing of Horker tusks. One big giant one and two kind of giant ones on the bottom. Grom's parting comment was that if you do encounter Horker, remain calm and remember that if you survive, the meat and tusk will fetch a nice piece of gold at market. Okay, and you're not going to tell us the story about the girl saved by drowning? Come on. That wasn't very nice. Let's see, which one? Ah, yes, trolls. That is not the troll book. That is the troll book. Troll Slain by Finn. Hello, fellow traveler, and welcome to this guide. Within these pages, I'll explain everything you need to know about fighting trolls, including how to negate their amazing healing powers, and how best to take advantage of their natural love of cold. I'll even share with you my tried and true secret for killing trolls. Intrigued? I hope so. Troll fat is a valuable commodity, and there's fortune and glory to be made for the ambitious troll hunter. Onward then. Chapter 1. I just saw a troll. If you think you've seen a troll, remain calm and slowly back away. The wise hunter knows that preparation is the key to success, and you certainly don't want to hunt any trolls unprepared. Ah, but is it really a troll that you've spotted? The first step in your hunt is a proper identification of your quarry. Trolls are roughly man-shaped with lengthy muscular arms that end in claw-tipped fingers. The creature's large mouth is filled with jagged teeth, all the better to crunch the bones of foolish hunters who didn't purchase my book. Without a doubt, the troll's most distinctive and unusual feature is the third eye nestled in the center of his forehead. A troll's hide is covered in thick, shaggy fur. The coloration of this fur varies by region. Cave troll fur is brownish in color, while a frost or snow troll will have a white coat. Chapter 2. Stop healing yourself. So you've properly identified a troll, and now you're stalking the beast ready to strike. You're in for a challenging battle, but a profitable one, assuming you survive. The first thing you'll notice is that the trolls are incredibly fast and strong for their size. A troll likes to pummel its prey into submission with powerful arm strikes and claw attacks. For that reason, I strongly recommend a shield. If you're brave enough, or foolish enough, to fight a troll without using a shield, then you better be an expert at parrying with whatever weapon you've got. Trolls also have the ability to rapidly heal from their wounds. As such, you do not want to get into a prolonged fight with one. Speed and aggression are the key to beating a troll, because there is no creature in Tamriel that can outlast one. Of course, speed and aggression will only take you so far against an angry troll. This is where my secret weapon comes in. Chapter 3. Finn's secret weapon. Fire, my friend. Say the word and commit it to memory, for fire is a troll hunter's ultimate weapon. I cannot overstate the importance of fire in battling a troll. Even trolls that don't dwell in cold climates are vulnerable to fire. If you're unable to use fire magic, carry a weapon enhanced with arcane flames. Why is the troll vulnerable to fire? Rumor holds that the troll's regenerative abilities are less effective at healing burns. I don't really know the answer, but I can promise you this: fire works against trolls. This has been proven time and again. Chapter 4. Trimming the fat. The troll might be dead, but your job isn't finished just yet. Let the flames die down and then examine the troll's corpse. If you're lucky, you'll find some fat deposits that will fetch a good price in an apothecary's shop. In fact, you got a knack for alchemy yourself. You can boil the fat down for use in all manners of potions and tonics. If you find it, be sure to check the troll's den as well. Perhaps you'll find the remains of some foolish adventurer who was too cheap-minded to purchase this book. No doubt you can put his coin to wiser use. Now you know everything that you need to make a living as a wealthy and reputable troll hunter. Go on then, get out there and find yourself some trolls. Trolls hunting. Okay, we're gonna go to Beast Race. No. Herbane's Beastery, Ice Wraiths. Herbane's Beastery, the Ice Wraiths. 17 Last Seed. When winter's chill descended upon me as I traveled further north through the frozen plains and mountains, I settled in at an inn at Dawnstar for a moment of respite and a warm meal. Another traveler there told me to be cautious, that there were creatures who settled into the powder white of the snow, would nary a clue to the clueless until it is too late. He went on and on with wild gestures and fantastic tales of entire merchant expeditions being killed by the beasts. His stories frightened the other inn patrons, but I will not be turned by a coward's tale. I will see these for my own eyes. For those icy caves and snow-capped peaks of the north are exactly the type of places that call to an adventurer like me. It did not take me long to find what I sought. These ice wraiths are lucid, serpentine creatures of magic, as if conjured from the frozen tundra and glaciers of Skyrim itself. At one with an environment that makes them nearly invisible, these ethereal apparitions are the death of many Nords, if not by their sudden unholy strike that casts their entire body through their target, then by a melody of Whitbane, a curse of infection that dulls the intellect and makes the target even more the victim. As deadly as they are, ice wraiths are simple-minded in their determination, and combat is a straightforward affair, and brute force and a sharp blade are enough to fell these savage creatures. Only the hardiest of men would hope to survive just one of these beasts, but I have slain two with general ease. It's good that I've found I can make decent coins selling the ice wraith's teeth, as they're a prized ingredient in alchemical potions. That will continue to afford me the opportunity to search these lands for a challenge worthy of the story, for I've yet to see what would make me tremble. This Herbane's quite the adventurer. Well, let's see how he does against Hagravens. Herbane's Beastery, Hagravens. 5 Suns Dawn. I've heard a tale most bizarre. A beautiful young woman cast out of town by the thrown stones of accusers for giving into dark arts. They say she fled into the Reach and never reappeared, and justly so, because they say the delivery of her magic had grown stronger with each new day. Shortly after, a witch of half woman and half bird had been sighted deep in the mountains, and as the sightings increased, the young women began to disappear. This tale has brought me to the Reach, where this witch they call a Hagraven makes its home, with sword and shield at the ready, for I must see this creature and I must slay it. 24 Suns Dawn. The stomach of an average man would turn at the cruelty set before me. I first saw the thatch and bone, the human skulls, the dead goat heads mounted on pikes, filthy animal pelts, loose entrails, and feathers matted in blood. I had heard that forsworn revere and protect these Hagravens, and all around were their small crude trinkets and altars to these witches on which sat dull, empty soul gems. What vile creature would live where all things are dead? Deeper into the lair, I heard its first an unsteady shuffling, followed by a heavy, unforgettable stench. I thrust the torch in front of me and waited for my eyes to adjust to the tunnel of darkness ahead of me. I saw the silhouette of what I thought to be a frail woman on an awkward gate, but the light of the torch revealed something else. This Hagraven was horrifying, almost human, but more of an abomination of a woman and creature fused together. Nothing more than a husk of humanity surrendered in exchange for possession of the powers of dark magic. This magic corrupted her greatly, and her dull glass eyes stared with hate from the visage of an old crone sat atop the body of a contorted, misshapen human body, adorned with blackened feathers. It bristled as it let out a piercing scream, and as a vivid red light began to form in the palm of its talons, it was all I could do to raise my shield in defense of magic most foul. I fought through delivery that seemed to snatch life from me, and the thought that this thing was once a woman seemed to play on my nerves. Most men would have crumbled, but I knew not bend. The Hagraven is the most repulsive creature and deserving of its fate, and its claws that are my trophy will tell the story of Herbane's triumph. I have not but to continue my travels and my conquest, for I have yet to see what would make me tremble. Oh, interesting. He has not found anything in Skyrim to make him tremble, but we shall see when next we read more books about Skyrim and the beasts that are in it. Did you finish your book? Attitude. Thank you for listening to Books of Skyrim and hearing about the beasts of Skyrim. And I'll see you next time